Why do I date toxic women? Hey guys, what's up? My name is Natalie Stavola. I am a life and love coach. I help you with overcoming your obstacles so that you can get the life and love life that you dream of because you're worth it, you deserve it, and you can absolutely achieve it. I take you from toxic to triumph in 90 days or less. So let's get into it. And also stay tuned to the end because I have something free for you. And also, if this is your first time here, welcome, thank you. Click the subscribe button so that way you're alerted, that whenever I have a video come out. And let's dive in. So why am I attracted to toxic women? Honestly, the main get down on this one is just because we're repeating cycles of childhood until we heal it, so we stop repeating it. That's really it. It's just mostly about lacking boundaries. So what does that mean? So typically, our relationships and our dating experiences are a direct mirror for what's going on in our subconscious mind. Because it can be very difficult to actually be that self-reflective where you know where your traumas are and you know where your flaws are and there's just too many voices in our head and too many we're human. It's just we're built to have a community and to work with each other and build with each other. So it can be a little too difficult to figure everything out on your own. That's impossible. So when we date people or when we get attached to someone, that is usually an indicator that all of the good things that you like in that person are a big indicator that those are the things that reside in you. Essentially, if you spot it, you got it. Now, all of the toxic things that you see in that person are typically an indicator that it's either something that you've worked on before that you just don't want to go back to. It's just been there, done that. It's not my circus, not my monkeys anymore. Or it's an area that you feel ashamed of, that you feel insecure about. Or we're getting attached to that person and seeing the negative things in them because those are parts of the things that we had to deal with as a kid, right? So the reason why that happens is because if we don't heal it, we're bound to repeat it. It's just kind of what we do. We'll create a confirmation bias just because there's limiting beliefs that are in the back of our mind. So what happens is that, let's say for instance, from the ages of 2 to 10, around that, this is when our subconscious mind is being formed. This is when, even if you had a great childhood, it doesn't matter. It just because however we receive information and perceive the world, this is the information that starts to get stored in the back of our subconscious mind. So let's say, for instance, that you are 5 years old and you walk outside and you're on the sidewalk and you trip and fall and you cut your knee on the sidewalk and you're bleeding. All of a sudden, as a 5-year-old kid, you go, sidewalks are bad. Sidewalks are evil. All sidewalks are bad. The floor is lava, right? And now all of a sudden in the back of your mind, sidewalks are bad. Now we reprogram this because you actually wind up typically going back outside. And when you walk again outside and you see that you don't fall and that you're okay, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, wait a minute, the sidewalks are safe. So this is the same thing that happens in our brains when we're younger. So let's say, for instance, you're dating women who are consistently flaky, don't show up, ghost, or you date women that are cruel and mean or narcissistic, right? Let's start with the first one. So let's say that you date a lot of women who wind up abandoning you or wind up walking away from you, or wind up ghosting. This is typically an indicator that you might have had a parent that wasn't there for you, either emotionally or physically. Either they left the house and they weren't there, or they were just emotionally completely unavailable. They were cold, they were mean, they didn't show up for your projects and they didn't show up for your sports games, something like that, or they didn't show up for your recitals, whatever it is. As a man, you could have done a bunch of things, it's fine. For your theater shows, anything. So what happens is that there's a stuck point in the back of our subconscious mind. It's a whisper. It says things like, women always leave me. They never show up for me. People always abandon me. I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. It must be my fault. Now, what happens is that little whisper in the back of your head, it's not you. It's not. It got put there. You were not born with that. It got placed there. So now as an adult, we will have that whisper running us and running our behavior because our subconscious mind actually rules our behavior. And what will happen is that we will create a confirmation bias until you face it, heal it, replace it, and then no longer repeat it. because we'll create boundaries around it. So all of a sudden as an adult, you have this little whisper that's going, people abandon me. So then what happens is that you wind up focusing and hyper focusing and paying attention to anytime someone abandons you, leaves you on red, ghosts you, flakes on you, leaves the relationship. Suddenly it's like, woo, hurts extra, or you're hyper focused on them, or honestly, you keep picking people who can't show up for themselves, have nothing going on in their lives, don't speak to themselves well. You see these, you wind up painting red flags green. So if you're dating a couple women right now and all of a sudden, like, you notice that their lives are a wreck, they hate themselves, they speak to themselves unkindly, they can't show up for themselves. These are massive indicators that if they can't show up for themselves, how on earth can they show up for you? These are indicators that they abandon themselves. They're gonna wind up abandoning you because they can't handle their own lives. What makes you think that they're gonna be able to handle a partnership? So these are red flags that we'll often dismiss because it feels familiar. They feel like a version of your father or a version of your mother that you keep trying to heal. It's a childhood familiarity. You're going, oh my God, but I can fix them, but I can change them, but I can do something for them, but I can like empower them. No, now we're getting into like pretending that this person is some broken bird and you're gonna rescue her and like save her. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because then what's happening is that you are now abandoning yourself to this person. And this person is not capable of showing up for you. So what we want to do is we want to get back to the root of where that comes from and heal that and start learning how to show up for yourself. So that way, the more that you learn how to show up for yourself with respect and kindness and dropping your own guard, the more that you're actually going to be able to recognize and see the other people, women, men, all of it, the other people on the other side of this that have also done the work on themselves, that are capable of showing up for themselves. Honestly, straight put, game recognized game. And I don't mean in the manipulative sense. I mean, if you're manipulating, you're going to get around people who manipulate. If you are dealing with your stuff, showing up for yourself, respectful of yourself and others, and have boundaries, you're going to be around other people who are exactly like that, who vibrate at that frequency. So keep going. I promise it's working. Now, let's say, for instance, that you had a parent that was a narcissist and you keep noticing that you keep dating women that are cold, cruel, mean, gold diggers, dismissive, put you down, belittle you, emasculate you. That's typically because you might have had a mother figure that was cold, mean, emasculating, cruel. She had her own abuse. She had the same abuse and she passed that on, unfortunately. It's not your fault what happened to you, but our healing is our responsibility. So typically we'll wind up getting with women that are like that if we had a father or a mother figure who was cold, mean, rude, disrespectful, didn't respect your boundaries. We'll wind up getting with people who, lo and behold, do the same. So again, the reason why we're getting with toxic women, guys, is just because there's some unhealed trauma in there, and we're winding up going with childhood familiarity until we heal it, until we face it, until we achieve like those goals that we want and we overcome it, then otherwise we're going to wind up repeating it. So again, get with a therapist that you trust, uproot those things, overcome those limiting beliefs, so that way you really, really, really can have the life and the love life that you deserve, that is in you to have. Think about it this way. Imagine that you're on a path and there's like blocks and roads and debris and trees and just crud all over your path. And some people have more of a, dilapidated path than others. Some people have more like stones and bricks and stuff on it than others. It's just a fact of life. It's unfortunate. Some people will have to do extra work just to have a clearer path. Get with people that can help you unblock faster and get with more people that can help in that so that you're not doing this alone. It's our job to then clear out the crud and the crap and all the BS that we had to go through and the stuff and the traumas that got put there, the limiting beliefs, the cultural beliefs, the, just all the programming. And it's our job to unblock our pathway so that way your path is free and clear and you get all the amazing abundance, manifesting, career, relationships, all of it will just come to you. It'll come a lot easier and you'll get to keep it without sabotaging it. So I have a free ebook for you guys. Thanks for sticking tuned to the end. download that. It's a free ebook, 7 signs that you might be dating a narcissist. So download that and find out. Also too, I have a course coming up, a program. It's 90 days. I take you from toxic to triumph. It's a 90-day transformational program. Click the link below. There's more information for you. I think I have 4 spots left. And it's there for you guys. Or if you'd like more information on a one-on-one, I'm here for you too. Give this video a thumbs up. If you liked it, let me know in the comments section what worked for you. If there's any takeaways for you, or if you have anything to add, I'd love to hear from you. If there's a video that you would love to hear and that you would love me to speak on, let me know. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to be of service, and I would love to know what you would love to know next. So let me know in the comments section. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here and for showing up for yourselves. And I will see you in the next video.